What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the vlog. It's been a while. I know it has been a while. Man, I'm not gonna lie to you. I have this much motivation. This much. Okay, this much. Let's talk about it. Okay, guys, first of all, take it from me. Never go on vacation. It makes you lazy. You know, after the vacation, I didn't want to go to work, I didn't want to go back to work on the road, just no motivation, just zero motivation. And then if you guys follow the channel, like the posts, I make some posts every now and then, and I made a post about, me running some numbers and putting some numbers and things like that. And well, that took every bit of motivation that I have left in me. Why? Because after everything, right? After all of our operational costs, after all of our maintenance and all of these other things, right? After everything when it comes to trucking, okay? Maintenance and everything, okay? Is that we are set to break just slightly over 100K on track for the whole year, right? It looks like we're gonna be running about close to 90,000 miles, which is not bad, Now, what took my motivation away is because, man, like, if you follow the channel from the beginning all the way to now, let's just say I pay myself all of that money and put it all, to pay me. That's just not enough. You know what I mean? Just no matter how you look at it, that is just not enough. Number one, we're a mechanic. Number two, we're an accountant. Number three, we're a freaking assistant. Number four, we're just wearing so many freaking hats that, I'm like pretty much working freaking nonstop. You know what I mean? It's like pretty much never taking a day off. Even when we were like on vacation in San Diego, I'm looking at the load board, watching the load board, you know what I mean? So it's like, you're really not on vacation, Heck, I haven't drank alcohol ever since we went back over the road, So, listen, it's not a complaint. It's just that is the status. That's where we are right now in trucking, Trucking is just, man, it just... the expenses, the amount of money that you gotta spend more in expenses is so much more, and then the rate per mile it just slashed so much, and the inconsistency of the loads, there's loads out there if you wanted to haul some cheap crap, right? See, that's the thing, we would never do that, you know what I mean? And I look at all the miles that we ran, right, up to last month, which was, July, right? So we started around mid-February-ish or so, we started running a little bit of Amazon and stuff like that, and then we started running full-time, went back on to power only, right, for about a month and a half, almost 2 months or so, and then we got the trailer, and then we had to fix the truck, you know what I mean? The truck went down for a little bit and stuff like that, and then, I'm gonna pull up all the numbers, okay? But anyway, in general, we're averaging about 260 a mile on all miles. I'm talking about everything from the time that we picked up the truck in Indiana or Fort Wayne, where this truck was from, at the auction there, from Fort Wayne all the way to here, because we were at 639,000 miles then, and up to now, or just a few thousands ago, now at 678-ish, right? we grossed, man, I can't remember the actual gross. I think it was 117. But like I said, I don't want to go into detail to that. I'm going to break it down. You know, we're gonna try to make a video and break it down. See, and then so when you factor all that in, I don't want to make a video, man. You know, it's just I just don't got no motivation. You know what I mean? Because like I said, if you watch the channel, you know that we do a lot of work physically and mentally putting into this business. You know what I mean? So, and then to see that if I can apply for Walmart and probably get hired on with Walmart and probably make over 100K and be home every weekend. You know what I mean? That's if I can find a slot, right? But anyway, either way you look at it, there's so many more jobs out there that you can get to that level of money without all of this headache, right? You know? So that's why my motivation factor is nearly zero, you know. It's because of that, you know. And then when I look at the load board, it's like, boy, I tell you, you don't even want me to get started on the load board. It's the inconsistency is so much, man. It's so crazy how inconsistent it is right now. You know, I've been watching the load board in Las Vegas and the Los Angeles area for the past 2 weeks, and one day it'll be like in the Southern California area, it'll be like 305, 350 yield results, you know, when you do a search on the StepDeck. And then the next day is like 100, 150, 180, you know. And that's so inconsistent. Now you got like, you know what I mean? In one day, there's no way that all of them trucks got out of there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what's going on. I really don't. Vegas is doing the same thing, right? Vegas actually looks so good than before. It looks so much better because before it was just Vegas was consistently pretty much just dead the whole time, right? But now it actually spikes up sometimes. You know, it has a little bit of spike on there. You know, it's still not enough to compensate for all the trucks that are in the area. You know what I mean, Joe? Boy, I tell you, that's why it's just, man, it's just so hard to get motivated to get going, you know? Last week we had a couple of overdimensional loads. So we had one that was over height, we had one that was over width, okay? Those loads paid pretty good. After permits, those loads paid $4,000. We did them in 2 days, okay? And we only ran 400 miles total, including the deadhead. Those load paid pretty doggone good. But that's it though. There's no more of those, you know? So that's why I was like, oh man. So it's just, and then I've been sitting around waiting, you know what I mean? I'm still watching the board, you know, we're still trying to do some work. It's just that the thing is like, we're not gonna do work unless it's gonna be profitable, you know? So with how I said, like, we're doing 260 a mile across the board. So out of the, I think we ran about 30 to 78. So we ran about 47,000 miles, right? 48,000 miles since we started back up in trucking. And I would say 24% of that was deadhead, maybe. Yeah. I'd say a total about close to the 20% mark is deadhead, you know? So we're still doing, like, you know, after expenses, after maintenance and everything, we're still doing about close to 50% of the gross, you know? So I'm not, like I said, I'm not too mad about it. At the same time, man, like I said, I don't know. I felt like maybe when we first started, we got spoiled, okay? And you've seen it on some of my past videos. I've been mentioning we got spoiled, you know. So it's probably that, you know what I mean? uh, that now that the rates are finally going to, to the level that they need to be, it's just they're so inconsistent. That's the only thing I think the problem is. It's like one day you can easily find loads that are, profitable to run, and then the next day is like you're barely breaking even on that load. You know what I mean? Like, how do you even take that? You can't. You know what I'm saying? How do you even bring yourself to hauling something like that? You know what I mean? It's just that's why, it's I know it's business, right? Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. I get it. But at the same time, as you move the truck, for every mile you move the truck, you know, that thing, this truck, creates expenses. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But anyway, that's where we are. Right now we are on a load. We got two little baby day caps that we picked up from Taylor Martin auction over there in Las Vegas, taking them over here to Hastings, Nebraska. The broker told me she got like two more loads like that next week, going back to the same place. I don't know if I want to go back to Southern California, believe it or not, or to Las Vegas, you know what I mean, to look for loads. I mean, it's just no motivation to go there, It's like, I don't know what it's gonna look like over here in the Midwest, but I'm willing to take a bet that it's gonna be better than what we got over there. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Boy, I tell you, oh man, trucking. I see a lot of, I see a lot of people downsizing. I see some people that are, shutting down and things like that. And oh man. Don't even get me started on Amazon. Oh my goodness. Oh, and by the way, we're in Wyoming. We took the I-80 instead of I-70. 70 is just too rough. We are loaded about close to 30,000 pounds right now. So 70 is just way too rough, man, for that kind of weight. Or 30,000 pounds on the deck. Okay, yeah. So, anyway, Amazon. Oh my goodness. You can't even run Amazon, man. You know what I mean? Like, I think the bare minimum you should run on Amazon as a power only, if you only got one unit, is, I'd say $1.80. I say $1.80, you're still making somewhat decent of a, I'm talking about all miles, okay? Somewhat decent of a, living. But anything lower than that, which I see on a regular basis, on average, across the board at Amazon, especially in Vegas, it's like $1.50, $1.40. You know what I mean? It's like you can't run that, man. I don't care how low your overhead is. There's no way if your truck, even if your truck is doing like 10 miles to the gallon, you know what I mean? You're still running like, what is that? 40 something, 46 cents a mile on fuel, right? Maybe 42, 44 cents a mile on fuel. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're already taking, doggone, what is that? 33%, right? 50, yeah. About 33% in fuel by running that Amazon. You know what I mean? That's insane, man. When we talk about the numbers, when I put up, make a video, whenever I make that video, when I'm put up the numbers, you're gonna see that we're still within the 20% in fuel, which is still really good. You know what I mean? And plus, if you consider that the fact that we, the miles that we ran about about 20% of those is deadhead miles. So we're doing good when it comes to rate per mile, but I'm still not that happy with it. You know what I mean? I think it's because of the fact that how much work we put in, how much effort, just blood, sweat, and tears. You know what I'm saying? Like from physically to mentally, just mostly mentally drained. There's so much things going on in here. You know what I mean? It's just that mentally drained. That's why I have very little motivation. You know what I'm saying? It's because of that. It's not because like I hate trucking, man. I love trucking, you know. It's just that the numbers, man, the numbers, after we factor everything in, the numbers is not adding up. You know what I'm saying? Like we can put in this much effort into something else and probably make two folds. You know what I mean? It's just that's just my opinion, you know. So that's why, like I've always said, like even before, you know, you have to love trucking, you know. Then you're not gonna make millions of dollars in trucking, you know. You just have to love it. You just have to be passionate about it. You know what I mean? And then the money will follow. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be that much money, but at least you're gonna be doing something you love. You know, this is trucking I love because it keeps me independent, right? It keeps me it allows me to think for myself, okay? I think that's one of the main key things that I like about it, you know? Now that we're venturing into like you know, being on a fully 100% owner operator, you know what I mean? Operating on your own, you know, running your own numbers and things like that. Actually, I'm loving it even more. It's just that I feel, just me, I feel like compensation enough. I'm not compensated enough to do all that work. That's all it is, you know. I'm still probably gonna do it. You know what I mean? It's just that I'm complaining. Okay, I'm complaining. I think this is just the pessimist side of me. You know, if y'all remember, I've always said that I'm a pessimist first before optimist. You know, ain't nothing wrong with that. It's just that I like to, you know, face reality, and the reality is we, you know, that's what we are. That's how much we make, you know? Like, but the thing is like, I haven't even spoke about like how much work we actually do, you know, like physically to load these damn things up. These are self-load, you know what I mean? We have to load these up ourselves. Luckily, don't have to climb them up on the top deck because they are short enough. Look, like I've got about a foot over there. I think I got about 6 inches over here. Maybe a little bit more, maybe about 8 inches. So anyway, that's the thing. It's like this, ain't nobody helping you to do this load. You know what I mean? These load. So that's another, you know what I'm saying? It's like, we're putting in a lot of work now. Let's talk about like factoring. Man, listen, I'm complaining, okay? I don't know how you want to take this. I'm not complaining in a negative way. I think I mainly just want to show what reality is. You know, this is the reality of trucking right now. This is where we are. You know what I mean? See, and then look what I gotta wear. I'm not complaining really. There's no complaint on this end, you know, because I'm still gonna do it, and I'm still happily to do it. I will still do it with a smile on my face. You know what I mean? I just want to show people what actually happens out here. Okay. I know I've always said like, yeah, would you recommend trucking? Absolutely. Even right now, I would still 100% recommend trucking. But the thing is, you have to watch this channel, you know, for you to come to a conclusion instead of, you know, like to judge me right away and be like, oh man, that guy's an idiot because he's recommending trucking, but at the same time he's complaining about trucking. You have to watch the whole channel, and then you got to get context from the channel itself. You know what I mean? You can't just be like, okay, I'm gonna make a decision based off one video that this guy made. You know, don't do that. Please don't. You know, I would never try to convince you to do trucking. I would try to convince you based on context. You know, I'm going to provide you the information. This is the information. There's no lie. I'm not lying about anything. You know, I have no reason to lie. I got nothing to gain from lying. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, so we're back on making videos. You know, I think I'm a little bit over it. You know, I got a little bit of motivation back. So, we're back to making videos. We'll make more videos, and I'm going to show you some things that that is not relatable to. This is just an update video, you know. I just want to give you guys an update on what's going on with us right now with the trucking, you know. So basically, that's it. We will see y'all in the next video.